Welcome to practice. This is our yoga stretch practice to prepare the body, the legs for splits pose. So most of this practice will be focusing on the lower half of the body. I will be using yoga blocks, yoga blanket, and a yoga bolster in today's practice. So grab all your props, have them nearby for your support. Remember, your body is your guru. Listen to its messages, listen to how it feels. We're going to start today's practice standing. Lift all your 10 toes. Spread your toes and then place your toes down. And feel into the ground, creating a nice strong foundation for yourself. We're going to make some large shoulder circles. Bring the shoulders up by the ears, around and back. Bring the scapulas together. Stand up nice and tall. Ankles under knees, knees under hips, shoulders stacked over the hips, and bring your arms by your sides with the palms facing forward in a nice, strong, grounded mountain pose. We're going to begin by moving through half sun salutations. Take an inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, slide your prayer hands down through center to your heart center as you fold forward. And put a nice generous bend in the knees for our first forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold, releasing the lower back. Inhale, sweep the arms out, around and up, come up to stand up nice and tall. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands on the shins, straight spine, halfway up. Exhale to fold. Take an inhale. Lengthen the spine, heart forward. Exhale, can you fold a little bit deeper? Coming up halfway for your inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Take an inhale to sweep the arms out, around and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, rest your prayer hands at your heart center. Let's move through that again. Sweep the arms out, around and up. Exhale, hinge from the hips to fold forward. Hold it in your forward fold here and grab opposite elbows. Coming into ragdoll, just moving the upper body side to side, loosening up the upper body, the lower back. And you can shake your head in the gesture of yes and no, lengthening and loosening up the neck. Now you can place your fingertips on the ground or on blocks, and we're going to bend one knee and lengthen and straighten the opposite leg. And just go back and forth, bending one leg, straightening the opposite leg, relaxing your heart center down towards your thighs. Let's walk the hands out into a downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide, push into the ground, push the hips and the tailbone up and back. And then we're going to pedal out through the legs, stretching the bottoms of the feet and the hamstrings and the glutes. Try to aim your chest center towards your thighs. Now find stillness in downward facing dog, lengthening the legs or keeping the knees bent. Send the left leg up and back for three-legged dog. Take a few breaths here, lengthening the body, sinking into your downward dog. On your next inhalation, draw the left knee forward and step the left foot between the hands. Coming into low crescent, gently place the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. This is a good place to use yoga blocks if you need to bring the ground closer to you. Support yourself and honor your alignment so you can get the best out of your practice. As you sink your hips forward, make sure that you're energetically dragging the left heel back and the right knee forward to make sure that the hips are aligned. and to help you ground so that you can lengthen the spine out of the hips. Relax the shoulders down, heart center forward. As you draw your arms up overhead, push into the left foot to push the hips back, and then exhale, cactus the arms, sending the heart center forward. Let's turn this into a flow. You're inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, cactus the arms, sink the hips. Try that a few more times on your own. Release the arm flow, and let's move into half splits. Move the left foot forward, and then draw the hips back, coming onto the left heel. Keep a micro bend in the left knee to protect your hamstrings, and you can use blocks under the hands here for more support. It's important to keep the spine long and flat. Do your best to maintain a flat back, sending your heart forward, shoulders back, and use your breath, especially exhalations, to help you move in deeper. You can hold it here or take the left toes towards the left, increasing the stretch sensation on the inner left leg. Bring the left toes through center and draw them all the way over to the right. Now let's take a flow, moving through half splits and low crescent. Inhale forward into low crescent. Exhale to send the hips back for half splits. Taking it forward, drawing the heart forward, relaxing the shoulders, sinking the hips. Exhale back, breathing into your hamstring. A few more times. Come forward to release, and then heel toe your left foot over to the left side of your mat. We're going to move into lizard pose. The left knee and the left toes are pointing forward in the same direction. Bring the hands on the inside of the left foot and place yoga blocks under the hands to bring the ground closer to you. Push into the hands as you let the hips sink down and forward. Hug the left knee in towards the left upper arm. You can hold it here, or take this deeper variation of lizard pose by coming onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Stack the right hand under the shoulder, push into the right hand, and use the left hand to push the left knee away. Relax your shoulders down, lengthen your spine as you sink your hips forward. Let's release and heel toe the left foot back to center in between the hands. Tuck the right toes under and step the right foot up. We're going to come into pyramid pose. The right toes are pointing towards the right upper corner of your mat. The feet are positioned as if they are on railway tracks. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward to make sure that the hips are squared. It's important to lengthen the spine here, so send the heart center forward. And if the hamstrings are tight, you can keep a bend in the left knee. Use your inhalations to lengthen your spine, grow long, and use your exhalations to sink into the pyramid pose. Release and move the upper body over to the right, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. The pinky toe edges of the feet are parallel to the front and the back of the mat, and use your fingertips on the ground to help you lengthen your spine, and then exhale to sink down in your forward fold. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, lengthen, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale to sink and release the lower back. Come back up, walk the body over to the left, coming into your low crescent. And then heel toe the left foot all the way over to the right, coming into pigeon pose. Tuck the right toes under and move the right knee back. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward, squared hips, and take the upper body into a flow. As you exhale, fold over the left leg, and then inhale, draw the heart center forward, relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, fold over the left leg and move with your breath cycle in this upper body flow. You can choose to stay upright or fold over the left leg as we hold pigeon pose for a few breaths. Continue to lengthen your spine and soften the muscles of the face. Let the hips sink and grow heavy, but make sure you're breathing. Come upright to release. Push into the hands, tuck the right toes under, and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out through the legs to release the legs and hip. And we're going to move over to the second side. You're going to inhale and stretch the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Then inhale to draw the right knee forward and the right foot between the hands. Place the left knee down, untuck the left toes, coming into low crescent. Use any props if needed here. Make sure the right toe and the right knee are pointed in the same direction. The hips are squared. You're lengthening your back, sending your heart forward and relaxing the shoulders back. Breathing and sinking the hips forward and down. Inhale and draw the arms up overhead. Push into the right foot to come out a little bit, and then exhale to cactus the arms, heart forward, sink the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, move in deeper. A couple more times. Release the hands back down to the ground. And let's move into half splits pose. Move the right foot forward a bit and come onto the right heel. Flex the right toes towards the face. Now we're going to take the right toes over towards the right, increasing the stretch in the inner right leg. Bring the toes through center and take the toes over to the left. We're going to inhale and release. Bend into the right knee, coming into low crescent, and we're going to take a flow. As you exhale, send the hips back for half splits. Inhale, come forward, heart forward, shoulders down. Exhale back into half splits and take that flow a few more times. Can you sink a little bit lower with every exhalation? We're going to come into lizard pose. Bring the right foot to the right side of your mat. The hands come onto the inside of the right foot. Right knee hugs in towards the right upper arm. And feel that stretch in the front of the left hip. Getting a nice psoas muscle stretch as you move deeper into the right hip. You could stay here or take it deeper by coming onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot and using the right hand to push the right knee away. Heel toe the right foot back to center, between the hands. Tuck the left toes under, and step the left foot up, coming into pyramid pose. Check your alignment to make sure your hips are square. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. The left toes point towards the left upper corner of the mat. And use your inhalations to lengthen your spine forward. Exhale to hinge from the hips, folding as far forward as you can. If you feel a stretch in the back of the right leg, you are doing this right. We're going to move towards the left to come into our wide-legged forward fold, and I'm going to turn around so I don't give you my back. Pigeon toe the toes a little bit in towards center. And this time we're going to take our peace sign fingers and loop them around the big toes. If you can't reach your toes, you can grab onto your ankles or shins. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to gently pull on the big toes. Draw the chest down. Even upside down, you're still sending your chest forward, and you're sending the top of the head down. Getting a nice release in the lower back and the backs of the legs. Gently release. Bring the right foot forward, and we're coming back into that low crescent to move into our pigeon pose. Walking the right foot over towards the left, squaring the hips, tucking those left toes under to move the left knee back. We're going to move through that upper body flow. Push into the ground with the fingertips, and on your exhalation, fold forward over the right leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to flow down. Flow with your breath a few more times. And now we're going to hold it here. You can use a prop under the forehead to help you to relax the upper body into this posture. It's a deep stretch, so make sure you're not clenching or holding anywhere else in the body. Completely release and let go. Push into the hands to release pigeon pose. Tuck the left toes under. And push the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the legs, moving the hips back and forth, finding a good release. And if you want to, you can drop your heels over towards the left, stretching them to the side body, and then taking the heels through center and dropping them over to the right. And then you can even incorporate bending both of the knees. This intensifies the stretch on the side of the body. Bring the knees forward and down. And let's move into practicing our splits pose. I'm going to begin with the right foot forward. You're going to tuck the left toes under and slide the left foot back as you come onto your right heel. You'll place your props under your hips. I stacked a block on a bolster, and you'll gradually allow the right heel to slide forward as you slide the left toes back. And then you meet your body where you are today and see what works for you. The yoga block was a little bit too high. I had a little bit more room to move deeper. And we're not rushing towards a goal line here. We want to make sure that we're treating our body with respect and being safe. We don't want to injure ourselves. So you want to be able to hold the posture, feel the deep stretch, but be able to breathe in and out and remain present. I decided that that was a little bit too much of a deep stretch, so I grabbed my yoga blanket, and now I'm going to create another tower. and you'll know when it feels right. You'll feel the deep stretch, but you'll be able to breathe in and out. You're not clenching, you're not holding your breath here. We're going to release this side and practice on the second side. Our bodies are not symmetrical, so this second side may feel completely different, and that's okay. The win for me is noticing the difference, because that means that you're present in your body and that you're learning your body. So grab all the props that you need, step the left foot forward. I like to position the props right under the hips so that as I slide down, they're already there ready to support my hips. You'll let the left heel slide forward, and then you'll kind of shimmy and scooch or slide the right toes back. Find your position and get ready to hold it and breathe. I'm also going to incorporate the yoga blocks here. And you may even want to play around by folding forward and coming up, lengthening the spine, seeing how this changes the sensation in the stretch. Poses like splits pose are always a reminder of how it's all about the journey and not about rushing towards the goal line. With consistent practice, with mindfulness, gentleness, and honoring your body, you will get there. Remember to always take a splits pose practice with patience and kindness so that you avoid injury. And let's release and remove the props. Bring your big toes together and take the knees out wide. And find your way into a nice restorative child's pose. You can use a prop under the forehead if you would like. Just releasing the body, letting the hips grow heavy, the upper back melt towards the ground. And let's find an easy seated pose to end our practice. Take a nice deep inhalation and then exhale it out through the mouth. Allowing yourself to arrive and checking in with your body at the end of this practice. To end practice, let's sweep the arms out around and up, palms touch. Rest your palms at the forehead as a reminder to observe our thoughts and inner voice. They create our reality. Palms to the lips as a reminder to watch our speech and words. They are energy. And palms to the heart center as a reminder that peace begins with me. Thank you for joining me for this splits practice. Peace and ease to you. I'll see you next time.